Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since my last video, and even though I wanted to start 2025 with a more serious video, so to say, I didn't really get the chance. My schedule is quite busy and the reading I'm doing is not really things I want to talk about outside of uni and all of that. Balancing uni and the job is also quite difficult. So I was thinking, let me start 2025 with a fun video that's easy to do. And also for Christmas I got some new equipment. I have a new microphone. As you can see, I don't have the mini one anymore, so it will be a bit awkward because I don't know what to do with my hands. I also got a new laptop for editing. Besides wanting to test my new stuff, I also feel kind of guilty because now I have to take this thing more seriously in order for all this gear that I got to be justified. So easy and fun video to do. I thought it would be a tag. I remember when I first started watching YouTube videos, and especially Booktube, these were very popular. And I understand why they're easy to do. They're also kind of fun to watch. You kind of get to know the person outside of what their opinion is on certain books. So I thought I'd give it a go. Of course, no one tagged me because I'm very new to YouTube and I don't really have YouTube friends, but I don't need anyone to tag me. I'll just do it for myself. Not sure who the original person is, but I found a blog and I'll put it in the description. So if you want to see where I took the questions from, also the person who posted these questions, and watch her videos as well, I'll put them all in the description so you can check that out too. Without further ado, let's get into the video and into the Booktuber newbie tag. Before that, just so you know, I have my laptop in front of me, so if you see me looking to the side, I'm just looking there to read the questions. First question is, why did you start this channel? Well, there are multiple reasons. First of all, last summer it was quite slow for me. When it comes to uni, summer means you are summer holidays, so I didn't have any uni work to do. And my job also got quite slow and I felt kind of in a slump because as much as I'm complaining about being busy, I don't like not having things to do. So I thought, why not give it a go? Also, I've been dreaming of having a YouTube channel since I was in high school. I love YouTube. I know it's not a perfect platform and there are a lot of issues with it, but overall I think it's the platform I use the most. So I wanted to be part of all the fun and I thought, why not start my own YouTube channel just for the fun of it. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? I don't know if I can bring anything fun because I don't consider myself a fun person necessarily. Unique, since I started this channel as something for fun, for my fun, not for my viewers' fun, but for my fun, I didn't really go into it with this mindset of, oh, I have to find my niche, I have to find something unique to me so I can build this platform and this audience and people will want to follow me. I just thought I'll do whatever I want, whatever I feel like. But that being said, after my last video, which was about the secret history, I think I kind of found my niche that I want to explore, and that is trying to make kind of video essays for novels, because I love watching video essays on YouTube and also I love books. I realized the videos I wanted to find on Booktube were this kind of deep dives into novels that go beyond a simple review. So yes, having a review and having the person's opinion overall, but also going deeper into themes, motives, conflicts and all of that, how the book is built, is it relevant to our society today and so on. So that's what I would like to do. I didn't really do it with the secret history because overall I think that video is still pretty much a big review and analysis, because I tried to include some objective analysis beside my personal opinion. Yes, with my next novel that I'll talk about, I definitely want to try to go that video essay route where I go deeper into it and go beyond a review. I think this is something that's missing from Booktube overall. So that might be my niche. The problem with that is, of course, that these videos take a long time to make, because first you need to read the book. If you want to dive deeper into all these topics, you need a lot of time to create a script, to research, and so on. It's not the easiest thing to do, and I'm never going to be one of those people that post one video a week or something like that. But that's something I'd like to explore for my channel, and I think something that might be unique to me, as far as I know. Maybe there are other people doing this, but from what I've seen, this is something missing from YouTube. I'm not saying a lot of people will be interested, but I know there is a niche out there that wants this kind of content, because I am part of that. Next question. What are you most excited about for your channel? It's difficult because I don't think that in the foreseeable future this channel will be a big priority for me. It's definitely a hobby. It's something I enjoy doing, and I enjoy the whole aspect. Obviously, reading, filming, editing. But I don't have any plans, because there are other things that are more important for me at this specific moment, and they're higher on the priority list. So what I'm most excited about, I think I'm most excited about finding that niche and being able to and finally posting a video essay about a book the way I imagine it in my head, but that might take a while. Okay, number 4 is a difficult question. Why do you love reading? Obviously, there are multiple reasons for that. First of all, the easy one is it's relaxing. It's a way to, I don't know, to get out of your head and of the routine and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons, but I would say not the main one. What I find very fascinating about literature in general, people have always had this desire to tell stories, and taking these stories and putting them down, writing them, gives us a great insight into, say, the essence of humanity. And I find it fascinating how you can read a piece of writing that's been written hundreds of years ago, and still identify those emotions that we still feel today. So even if the world has changed drastically, with all the technology and so on, there is this, I don't know, this essence that hasn't really changed. And of course, you can see that through other means, other arts. But there's something so human about writing that I find fascinating, and about manipulating words to create stories and to express emotions and humanity. Does this answer the question why I love reading? I hope so. If I were to summarize my rambly answer, I love it because it gives me an insight into what other people felt in other times, and also making me realize that even if the world evolved, people are basically the same. I would say that would be the short version of my previous answer. Number 5 is, what book series got you into reading? For me, I don't really have an answer. I mean, I have an answer, but not really, because I don't read book series. I don't think I've ever read a book series. There is an author called Mircea Eliade. You might have heard of him, Romanian author, and he was my favorite author in high school. And he has a series of 2 novels that I read in the wrong order, by the way. I would say it's not my fault, because judging by the titles, you cannot really figure out that they are supposed to be a series. I don't know if they are translated in English, but I'll check it now. I don't think they're translated in English, but I'll tell you the titles. So there is a series of 2 novels. In Romanian is Întoarcerea din Rai. In English would be Return from Paradise. This is the first one. And the second one is called Huliganii, or The Hooligans. So these 2 are supposed to be kind of a series. But they are not the ones that got me into reading. There's another novel from the same author that really kind of gave me a glimpse into how wonderful literature is, and that is called Maitrei, and it's a fictional version of the story of Eliade's stay in India. At some point, he gets a scholarship, he goes to India, he meets this Indian girl, and they kind of have a love story. In the real life, it wasn't that dramatic, but he wrote a novel from this love story, which is very dramatic, and I really liked it at that time. I don't know if I would like it as much now, but it's a beautiful novel nevertheless, and I would say he got me into reading. So not a book series, but a novel. I hope you'll accept this answer. Number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? To be honest, I don't follow that many booktubers. I used to follow a lot of them, but nowadays they don't really speak about books that I find interesting, so I kind of drifted away. But what I would ask any booktuber is, how do you manage to read that much? Because, well, I know you have to prioritize reading. I know all the stuff, oh, read while you're on the bus, read before you go to bed, and so on. So I know those tips and tricks. The problem with me is I cannot just finish a novel, put it down, and just go to the other one. I need a few days to, I don't know, kind of sit with that novel and process it. It feels kind of like when you finish a trip and you come home, and even if you loved it, you still feel tired and you don't want to jump to the next trip right away, even if that next trip might be even more amazing than the previous one. You need that time to stay at home, get some rest before you start moving on to the next one, if that makes sense. So for me, it's like that with novels. That's why when I see people reading like 5 to 10 novels a month, for me that is crazy. And I'm wondering, doesn't your brain get confused? Because that's another thing that happens to me. There were periods when I had to do that for school or some stuff like that. So I had to read books one after the other, or even read two books at the same time. And my brain would just get confused. I would basically make one novel out of the 2 novels that I was reading. So that would be my question. How do you manage to read so much, and doesn't your brain get confused? How do you manage to remember everything? Because for me, it seems crazy. On to the next one. Question number 7. What challenges will be the hardest with Booktube? For me, I think trying to be consistent, even though I know at this moment in time that's not realistic. But yes, trying to be consistently reading for it, introducing it in my schedule, because until now, I've kind of filmed whenever I had time, and I was, oh, now I have a few days free, I have time to film and edit and post something. But I'd like to kind of do smaller bites so I can be more consistent. And I think that would be quite difficult. But again, it's not a priority for me at the moment. Another challenge, I think, would be to create the video essays that I want, because in my head I have an idea, but you know what's in your head is completely different than what's going to be out. I think it's another challenge that I'll find difficult, crafting the essay that I have in my head that I'm seeking on YouTube. But we'll see. Number 8 is, when did you start reading? My parents made me read from when I was a child, so from when I basically learned to read. But I didn't really like it. I remember them telling me, oh, if you want to go outside with your friends, you have to read this many chapters, and them giving me books that they liked when they were children, like Jules Verne. It was very popular. But I didn't really like them. I remember starting reading them and getting really bored. My actual love for reading and for literature came in high school, when I discovered novels that are more serious and I could relate to them in a way. And then that's when I realized that, oh, books are actually awesome. And I think the reason why I didn't like books when I was younger is because I didn't have the right books. But in high school, when I discovered Mircea Eliade and other authors, that's when my love for reading also blossomed and got me to where I am today. Question number 9 is, where do you read? I don't have a lot of places. Usually either on my sofa in the living room, or which is also my bed, so basically in my bed, or sometimes I can get too sleepy if I lay down, so I'll sit here at my desk and read here. It's not the most comfortable thing, but it works. And the last question is, what kind of books do you read? I think I've mentioned this before. My main interest is in so-called classics, although this is a very general term that can include a lot of genres, because there are sci-fi novels that are considered classics, dystopias, and so on. But I do tend to gravitate towards classics, especially novels written in the 19th and the beginning of the 20th century. So, you know, I love my Dostoevsky, I also love Virginia Woolf. So that is kind of my area of interest. I recently started to also reading more contemporary authors, because I was thinking, how can I call myself someone interested in literature if I don't know what's happening right now in literature? So I know what happened like 150 years ago, but I don't know what's happening right now. So I'm trying to get into contemporary authors as well. But overall, if you were to give me the option, if I were to pick, I would most likely pick something from the past. So 19th to 20th century is what I prefer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I'll manage to work with my new equipment in order to put together a nice video, and hopefully the audio will be better. What is not better is my voice, because I got ill, I got a cold, and even if it's been 2 weeks since that happened, my voice is still kind of iffy and I keep coughing. So I know my voice is not the best, but I really wanted to test out my new equipment and get something out. If you care to, if you'd like to, you can leave your answers to any of the questions I've answered here. Again, I'll leave the blog with the questions in the description box, so you can see them for yourself, or even do this video for yourself if you want to. And that being said, hopefully you'll stick around for my next video, which will most likely be a video essay. I'll try to bring my vision to life. And I will say that it will most likely be about Normal People by Sally Rooney. I don't have the book on me right now to show it to you, but I'll put the cover on the screen. The book came out a few years back, and it also has a series. So I might do a comparison between the novel and the series. I'll see how much time I have. If not, I'll just focus on the novel. So you can expect that, but I don't know, maybe in the next month or so. So it will take me a while. Although it should take me less time than it took me with The Secret History, because it's much shorter. So in theory, that book I think I can finish in like 2 days. But of course, the most difficult part is what comes after, with creating the script and so on. But you can look forward to that if you want to, if you're interested in sticking around. That has been all for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.